I get up, dye my hair, eat breakfast, and go to work. How does my day differ from that of Spider-Man's? It's a question we've all asked ourselves. Hey, Spider-Man. Today, the anti-gravity room is going to find out the answer. I'm Nick in New York.
But to understand the character, we have to get the man, nay, the mastermind who created him. I'm Phil in LA.
And I'm Jamie, also in the City of Angels, here with Stan Excelsior Lee, the guy who made the wall crawler a household name.
And I'm Stan Lee, and this is the anti-gravity room.
Phil and Jamie met with Stan Lee to talk about what it was like working on Spider-Man in the beginning. For those of you who have no short-term memory whatsoever, Stan Lee was the man talking exactly right before the opening credits.
Okay, we're here talking to Stan Lee. Stan, how are you?
Glad to see you.
It's good to see you again.
I'm fine, thank you.
Now, on any given title, how many people on average does it take to get that title out?
Oh, thousands, or it seems that way. Now, basically, you have the writer, you have the editor, you have the artists, who are usually a penciler and an inker. It could be one fellow who does the penciling and inking, but it's usually a penciler and then an inker. You have a letterer, a colorer, I forget if I mentioned that, and that's about it. And then you have some production people who make paste-ups and do various things like that. That's always been a mystery to me. And then it goes out some mysterious place. It's sent out of the office. Now, where it's sent to, I assume it's a printer. I've never been to a printing plant. I have no idea how it happens, but by some subtle alchemy, some form of magic, a few weeks later, you have a whole book bound with a nice cover, magnificent reading, if it's a Marvel book, and that's how it happens.
Now, take me through a day in Stan Lee's life. When you walk through that door, okay, let's go. What happened?
Well, if there's not too many people around, I figure, good, I won't have to look busy. I go to my desk and I see what messages there are. There are usually a few people I have to phone, messages to return. I look through the mail, which is inevitably a heart-rending experience, because nothing but letters of complaint, obviously. I look through some of the books and I write little notes, what I think about them. I send them back to New York, where I'm sure nobody pays any attention at all. And then I start going out on my daily endeavors, going to movie studios, television studios, animation studios, and making as much of a pest of myself as I can with our various theatrical projects. Unfortunately, Spider-Man is wrapped up in a lot of legal hassles which have nothing to do creatively with us. Jim Cameron, who did Titanic, and I just read the reviews, and it's got to be the greatest movie of all time, and he's a very, very good friend of mine. Jim wants to do the movie. He wrote a treatment for it, and it's probably one of the best treatments. You know why it's a great treatment? Here is Spider-Man. Everybody knows Spider-Man. You say to yourself, what can you do new about Spider-Man? Jim took the character, and without changing anything, it is so true to what we all have known and read, and yet you read the treatment and you feel you've never read this before. It's fresh, it's different, it's a page-turner, and it's just wonderful. So I hope we can get all these legal problems out of the way, and I hope that Jim has not lost his interest and will write and direct this movie. I think it'll be the best thing ever to come down the pike. We have some really cool ideas. I was just talking to Ralph Macchio, the editor of the Spider-Man book, and I can't tell you what it is because he'll kill me, but we're going to do something very strange, new, and unusual with Spider-Man early next year, so you mustn't miss an issue. And when I say you mustn't, of course, I really mean the hundreds of millions of people out there must not miss an issue.
Could we get you to say "enough said" to the camera?
Enough said. I mean, enough said.
Thank you, Stan.
Hey, it's always a pleasure.
How does the day begin for the tireless men and women who bring us our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man every month? How does the day begin for Spider-Man himself?
John Romita Jr. is one of the head artists at Spider-Man. He's also the son of John Romita Sr. His funny how life works out that way sometimes.
I got my start in comics in 76 or 77. I started doing sketches in 75 when I was still in college. But I just came up to the office with some work, with some of my portfolio from college, and against my father's wishes, showed my stuff around to other people, and he told me, you know, don't expect to get anything because I'm your father. He said, matter of fact, it's going to work against you. But there was Marie Severin and Larry Lieber and a couple other people that were really open-minded, and they just looked at my stuff and they gave me some work to do, and then they liked it, and it kind of, as long as I was doing the work that they liked, I got more work. If I didn't do the work they liked, they said, sorry, no matter who you are, you're out of here. So it was constantly an audition, which is cool, and I still get that now. You know, people comment, you got a father in the industry. The first Spider-Man issue I ever did was something called Chaos at the Coffee Bean, which is actually the first work that was ever published. It was a 6-page backup story to an annual, I think of number 4. And Al Milgram was a very experienced thinker at the time, too. Saved it for me. And Archie Goodwin was the editor-in-chief, and they accepted it. I don't know why. It was terrible. That was the first work that was ever published. The artwork on Spider-Man, I've always enjoyed Spider-Man because that's my overall favorite character, just because I grew up with the character. My father did it when I was a kid and so on. But the favorite stories I worked on with Spider-Man were working with a character called the Juggernaut. I first did it back, I think, I forgot how many years ago, 15 years ago, when I first was doing Spider-Man. I did a bunch of 2 issues in a row with Juggernaut, when Spider-Man was the Juggernaut was just kind of walking through Manhattan, and Spider-Man's trying to stop him, which is impossible, because that's the character, Juggernaut. And now, I just recently did another issue with the Juggernaut in him recently. And Spider-Man, again, and Spider-Man was totally terrified of this guy. He says, I don't get you upset, but listen, I just need you to, and that's the best thing about Spider-Man, is this is a very uncommon superhero. He doesn't stand around with his chest in the air saying, I'm going to destroy you. I think the thing that draws people to Spider-Man is that that's anybody that can put on a costume. If tomorrow morning I got superpowers and I put on a costume, I probably would look very funny, first of all, having this skin-tight costume on me. But I would be freezing cold, I'd catch cold, I'd be sick half the time, I'd get in trouble with the cops. I get arrested for parading around in a costume, climbing on, on walls, and all of those things happen to Spider-Man. You know, he's hated by the press because he's a glory hound, according to them. The cops don't like him because he's always getting in their way, and we always try to use those things. You know, Jameson, the guy who runs the newspaper, hates his guts because he's always a glory hound. The cops have to do their job, so they've got to move him out of the way. You can't be a vigilante in this town. So that's what sets Spider-Man apart from the other characters. Superman would never get arrested by the cops. He'd never be having trouble. He'd never have any trouble with the newspapers. And that's the difference between, and that's what Stan Lee did 30 years ago. He said, this has got to be different because in the real world, if a guy put a costume on, this is the kind of problems he'd have.
Okay, I'm here with the one, the only, Spider-Man. Spider-Man, tell me, what is it like being you?
Well, I'll tell you something, Nick. It's not easy being a superhero some days. Sometimes it really has me climbing the walls, if you know what I mean.
Climbing the walls.
Behind the scenes at Marvel with the amazing Spider-Man.
And Stan Lee tells us the story of how Steve Ditko rejected the original name Arachno Dude.
Oh, that one's a classic.
Welcome to Phil's Funny Fun Place, where all we do is play video games all day. And today we're going to play Ridge Racer for the Sony PlayStation. Now, do you remember Ridge Racer? Ridge Racer was the first racing game of the Sony PlayStation. It was also one of the original 10 first games that ever came out for the Sony PlayStation. Now, I'm going to take a look at it because it's sort of right before we reach into the year 2000, and it's our last attempt at looking at the old millennium before we go into the new millennium, So we're going to kick it old school with Ridge Racer. Now take a look at this game. You'd think an old game like this probably had not much, but you're wrong. Take a look at this. All right, first of all, relaxing while you wait for it to load. Secondly, the options menu is just loaded. It has all sorts of different tracks. You can choose the car, automatic, manual transmission, standard stuff. But I seriously think that it set the standard for most other racing games, like the original Starship Enterprise. Right? I mean, you like the old Enterprise, but they made better new ones. But they never quite lived up to the old, Enterprise. So this is the old Enterprise, and there's James Kirk. No, so you're playing this, and you realize it's a really good game. It's a good game. 4.5 Gs out of 5 I have to give it, because you know what? Like I said, it set the standard. It's a good game. And there's this great voice. Hey, way to go, loser. Hey, look out for the turn. Look out for the sheep. Bah. So it's a good game.
What about web slinging on the web, Spidey?
You can find Marvel.com on America Online, and we were just named one of the top 5 most visited websites on America Online.
Ralph Macchio is the editor for Spider-Man. Every decision made must be filtered through this man. And, although his name is spelled in a similar fashion, he is not the Karate Kid.
The editor I could liken to a director. He's the coordinator. He's the guy that's there at the very beginning and also at the very end. And the editor is there every step of the way. I look at the artwork, I look at the coloring, I look at the lettering. I have to work on a cover. My favorite part of the creative process is discussing the plots with writers. When I look for a writer, I first want someone who fully understands the character of Spider-Man, who is familiar with his world and probably has read the books throughout the years. And then it's also someone, I would want someone who would bring something new to the Spider-Man mythos, who doesn't just want to bring back, you know, the same villains and go through the same things again and again. I want someone who is going to bring a fresh approach. If I hire a new artist for Spider-Man, I want someone who is conversant with drawing anatomy and really understands the human body and can draw it in various ways, athletic, acrobatic, whatever. I think Spider-Man gets kind of lost when he's with a group of other superheroes because he's basically a loner. He functions best as a single character in his own world. And I really think he needs to be seen as a down-to-earth character because he's got to reflect the way people really live. He has the money problems, he has the women problems, he has the school problems. When you make the stories too cosmic and you move him away from that in his costumed identity, I think the stories themselves lose a little bit of the reality.
Okay, I'm here with Cheryl Rhodes, Executive Vice President in charge of Publishing here at Marvel Comics. Now, he's the man who's going to show us around, so please lead the way.
Okay, let's show you where we publish all those cool comics here at Marvel. Right this way.
So, Cheryl, what is this room?
This is the Marvel conference room where we have a lot of meetings to plan our editorial, to plan where we're going with the publications. You can see on the far wall over there an array of some of the comic books we publish, as well as here on the wall some of the neat stuff that people produce that has Spider-Man and all of our other characters on it.
So, Cheryl, where are we now?
We're at the Marvel wall. And here on the wall, we display all the comic books that we publish each month. You'll see here our comic books you're very familiar with, the X-Men line, the Marvel Heroes. You'll see some of the new stuff that we're doing, like our Strange Tales, which is a horror line. You'll see our Marvel imports, where we're bringing in Spider-Man manga that's never been published in the United States. And of course, our Star Trek comic books and the familiar Spider-Man comics. And this allows us to see what we have going at any one time and what they all look like. Good place to look at the covers.
Okay, what I always wondered is, what are these offices really like, though? Can we get a little into the depths?
Come on with me.
Alrighty.
Come on down this way, and what you will see is the Marvel bullpen, the famous bullpen, where all of the comic books get put together. We have artists who are making corrections. We have people on computers who are fitting in, you know, the cover logos. We have people putting the balloons in with the words.
But right now you have a janitor.
Right now we have a janitor because you're here sort of early in the morning so that you wouldn't be lost in the crush and rush of getting these comic books out.
It's a hard life here at Marvel. I've been here during the busy days. I think I broke a leg that day, actually. Okay, Cheryl, where are we now?
You're in the Creative Services Department of Marvel. Here you can see where we put our catalogs together to promote the comic books to the retailers. And here you can see some of the advertising we do that appears in magazines like Wizard. For instance, here's Spider-Man on the Marvel Team Up. Over here is the Amazing Spider-Man's 425th anniversary issue.
So you guys have to do some advertising just so people know to get
we got to let people know it's out there. Come on down here. Here's where they create some of the stuff. These guys in here are responsible for putting together some of the promotion and the catalogs and stuff for Marvel.
Hello.
Hey there, I'm Bill Roseman. I put together what's called Mega Marvel. It's the retailer catalog, goes to all the comic shops, tell them what's going on.
Bill was practicing. And you are?
I'm Tim Kruger. I write practically all the advertising that comes out of here. Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Your office.
This is my office, and this is the newest issue of Cable, and it's so good. It's so good. And that's
So Cheryl, Cheryl, let me ask you one thing. What is the best part of working at Marvel?
Oh, that's an easy answer. You get free comic books.
Yay, free comics!
You're in here, free comics. I get it, too.
I'll give you a bundle before you go.
There you go.
Coming up next, more with Spider-Man and the real reason why Onslaught left Archie and the Riverdale gang unharmed when he attacked the Earth.
What's up, fellow ex-presidents? I am Nick here in the Restaurante de Español with Comicopia, my weekly chance to enjoy a lovely dish of flan. First up this week is Weirdsville number 3. Weirdsville follows a young boy named Tommy and his adventures in a town where snakes talk and old men dress up in silly costumes. In this issue, Tommy runs from flying cows. The art is a good blend of cartoony American style and a bit of Japanese manga. This is a fun comic adventure. I give it 3 out of 5 Gs on the anti-gravity scale. Next up, Destiny number 2. This is a compelling story of what might happen if in the near future a bubonic plague broke out. The story goes between the year 2010 and the medieval times to see how the different cultures react to such a devastation. The writing by Lisa Whitney is great. The art is a very classic fantasy feel that gives a good mood to the book. Although Destiny has been labeled as a girls' book, it in fact has many elements for both boys and girls. Adventure for the guys and romance for the girls. Destiny is a heavy book. I give it 4 out of 5 Gs on the anti-gravity scale. Last up, American Splendor. This is Harvey Picar's true-life chronicle of being a misfit outcast on the streets of Ohio's suburbia. With art by Joe Sacco, who's been known for his work on Palestine, this is a powerhouse book that hits hard. The dialogue is as real as you can get, although there's little of it. The writing is great, almost an homage to some of Robert Crumb's earlier works. American Splendor is an interesting read. I give it 3.5 out of 5 Gs on the anti-gravity scale. Well, that's it from El Pico de Gallo. See you next time. La mantequilla es bueno.
And now, the Posable Players present Action Figure Theatre with your host, Sir Edward Hayworth Pincer. Hello, and welcome to Action Figure Theatre. I'm your host, Sir Edward Hayworth Pincer. Tonight we examine dreams and fantasies. From the dream of seeing real dinosaurs, to the dream of finding a fabled land, to the fantasy we all have deep within us of becoming the best darn disco dancer we can be. Well, enough of my prattling on. Let's watch.
I don't see any yellow brick road.
I knew we should have taken a left at the fax machine.
Oh, do shut up, Scarecrow, you know it all.
Right, let's ask this man over here. He looks nice.
Where?
Sir, do you know where the yellow brick road is?
Oh, frick. Would you guys... look, I told you. Down the street, turn left, you can't miss it.
You know.
Very good. You don't know it. You're the one telling you about this way. You want to go that way? You doggy shut up.
Bring a map down.
Wait a minute! Where's Scarecrow?
Run for your life! go Sony again.
Ooh, look at him go.
Really, I mean, every time you watch these films, there's some minute detail you missed the first or second time you'd watched it. I mean, that's the case today. Fat little Buddha, perhaps you could shed a little light on that for us, eh? Really? Well, I had no idea. You see, there's an interesting bit of trivia you might never have learned had you not tuned in. Well, thank you for joining us, Fat Little Buddha, and thank you for watching. I'm your host, Sir Edward Hayworth Pincer. Good night.
Now, the spectacular Spider-Man.
Hey, that's catchy.
Hunter S. Thompson writes, the TV business is a long plastic hallway, a shallow money trench where thieves run free and good men die like dogs. He didn't write that to us, but I read it in one of his books, and I just thought it was kind of relevant to what I face on a day-to-day basis.
Matt Sarovich writes, you guys are great. I'm sure with all that great knowledge, you could answer this question for me. What is the stuff inside a Twinkie?
What's a Twinkie?
Sorry, Matt.
You can send your snail mail to us at the Anti-Gravity Room, care of YTV Canada Inc., Station C, Toronto, Ontario, M6J3N1, or email us at antigravity@ytv.ca. Check us out on the World Wide Web at www.ytv.com.
Well, Spider-Man, thank you very much. It seems you're not a superhero to be trifled with. I hope everybody enjoyed this day at Marvel, and I hope you all enjoyed the complexities of this joke. A spider scaring Spider-Man, which was dropped by a Spider-Man artist. It's a lot of fun.
Thanks, Stan.
Thank you very much, Stan.
You are both extravagantly welcome. Oh, and Excelsior!
Now, best part of being Spider-Man. What is it?
Mary Jane.
Oh.
No, listen, I'd say probably wearing the webs, actually. It's a lot of fun.
It's good. What about when you had that whole black costume phase? Do you feel that was a confused point in your life, or you had some doubts, you had some problems possibly?
Talk about confused. You know about the clone, don't you?
Oh, I know about the clone.
Thank goodness that's a thing of the past.
Are we sure it is?
I do believe it is, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if I have anything to say about it.
All right, well, you heard it here. No more cloning.